Franklin Roosevelt was the only U.S. president elected to serve 4 terms in office. He led the United States during the two major crises, the Great Depression and the World War II. We are going to watch an interview with the ex-president to have a deeper knowledge of his regime.
So, Franklin Roosevelt was elected as president in what year?
1887.
No. It's so difficult, I don't understand.
Neither do I. It will be easier if we have the opportunity to meet him.
I know, I'm very tired.
Let's take a nap.
Okay. Hello, President Franklin Roosevelt. How are you? May I ask you some questions?
I'm so busy.
Please, it will take me just a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Okay, President. What can you tell us about your start in politics?
Well, my cousin was my main example. As he once did, I entered the politics through public service as a Democrat, and it was then when I won the election.
President Roosevelt, we heard that in the summer of 1921, you were stricken with poliomyelitis. What can you say about how you overcome with the disease?
Well, by that time, I was 39 years old, and I knew that my job in the country was not done, so I decided to stay. Even though I had to appear on crutches, when I became the governor of New York, I knew that my job was done.
What did your wife, Eleanor Roosevelt, had to do with your governmental decisions?
Well, my wife encouraged me to appoint more women to federal posts than any person has ever done, and I also include Black Americans in federal job programs.
When you were elected as president for the first time, it was during the worst period of the Great Depression. Can you quote your famous phrase and tell us what do you mean?
Yes, I have a quote written here. It says, "Its great nation will endure as it has endured, will revive and prosper. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself." What I mean by this quote was to convince Americans of real change. They had to fear no economic crisis, but be afraid of being afraid.
President Franklin Roosevelt, what were your contributions to the nation during the Great Depression?
Well, during the period of desperation, I had to find a way to provide jobs to the employees, so I created the New Deal. It didn't end with the crisis, but provided many jobs. And actually, the French adopted the New Deal as the French New Deal.
During World War II, why did you want it to be considered as a neutral nation?
Well, I felt that there was no need to get involved in European affairs. If they want to get war, they should get the war in their territory.
If you claim to be neutral, then what was your participation in the Second World War?
Well, actually, we didn't participate at all, but anyways, I was their ally. My first enemy was Japan, and I was ally with British, and my nation produced the military equipment that the ally needed.
After World War II, why did you decide to create the United Nations?
Well, after the war, I felt that the peace of the world will depend between the relationship of the United States and Russia, so I decided to create the United Nations to settle the international difficulty.
Explain the decisions you made during the Great War.
Well, I have my decision written right here. My decision of not getting in other countries' affairs did not just speak about Europe. It pledged the United States to the good neighbor policy that states rejecting the use of U.S. military force in Latin America. Regarding to the Latin resentment to the United States, I also saw through neutrality legislation to keep the United States out of the war in Europe, yet at the time to restrain nations threatened or attacked.
Finally, President, I would like to know what are your thoughts about your multiple elections?
I was re-elected 4 times, and everything I did for the country. Every time my period in the government came to its end, I felt that I owed something to America. I consider I did everything I could until the end of my life for my country's sake.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Julie,
Wow.
I had a dream.
What?
I dreamt with President Roosevelt and I know everything now.
Really?
Yes, tell me more about it.
We now know some of Roosevelt's contributions to the United States. Ever since he started in politics, he never gave up working for his country, even though life set him in difficult situations during his government, like his disease at 39 years old and the two major crises during his government, the Great Depression and World War I.